nno Ssemujju Nganda gwe tuli naye olunaku olwaleero n'abantu abalala nga twogera ku biki ebigenda maaso mu ggwanga Uganda. Agamba nti gavumenti ya General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni yagwa ddadda bwe kuba kufa yafa ddadda ebulako just kutiya biti okugiziika naye nga yo yaggwamu dda akamunyeenya. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine okuva lwe yajja era ebintu by'azzaakola mpola bizze byongera okulabisa n'okwongera okuzuukusa bannayuganda obwongo okumanya gavumenti ya Museveni ekituufu kyeri baali babalimba dda nga babatimba bbula. Naye Kyagulanyi n'ekyenjawulo kye yaleetawo era kati buli omu atambula nga amaaso atunula bulungi nkaliriza okusobola okulaba w'ensobi weeri naye nga bino byonna bye byongedde okusuula n'okusebengereza gavumenti ya General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni era essaawa yonna mugenda okuwulira ebitiyo nga bikaaba ng'eziikibwa nti gavumenti omwana Kyagulanyi yagiziika mu kaseera mpaawo kaaga. Kale katufune Ibrahim Ssemujju Nganda bitugambe.
But Ssemujju is a political leader.
That will be final word.
No, you can't have final
Apart from Moses and Ivan, everybody on the table, including Ofona Opona.
Why are you saying including?
Yeah, because ordinarily could be on the same side. With Ivan saying that everything is working, everything is
No,
good.
actually, NRM government is supposed to be balanced and objective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I thank you.
Ssemujju has stand.
Yes. You see, let me start with my own experience.
You have even done research today. So
No,
the
no,
person
I
you are
was
calling, did they get the 1 million?
No, I was asking.
Nine God.
Because the first financial year when this program was rolled out, parishes in Chira are as big as the district. Because Chireka alone has more than 100,000 people. And they are saying the first financial year they received 45, where they received 45. Chirinya, where I stay, received 25. So I was calling the people who are responsible to confirm the 100 million because I was hearing news from their hand. They have told me first quarter they got 20 million and they think they will get another 20. So the 100 million hasn't gone.
No.
It has gone. It has gone in
The
theory.
Ministry of Finance
No.
has passed.
Yes, they have. I am
But you're holding a beneficiary, you're not holding the chairman of the South.
Moses, you're not yet, you're coming to him. Let him finish.
I represent Chira, sir.
Please.
So you called people in Chira.
Yes, to ask them because I was hearing.
People in which capacity?
I would have told you that they didn't, but I had to call.
Moses, fact is
That's how I
fact.
work.
You can't argue with
That's
it.
how I work.
Have the fact also.
So they have received 20 million first quarter. It's not 100 as Moses alleges. If other areas have, at least my constituency hasn't.
The ones you called.
Yes.
Yeah, these are the guys who are responsible.
Okay.
In what capacity?
Hold on, Moses.
The background by Nyamtoro, I don't even know why Oscar, you waste our time discussing PDM.
As
Because-
Malcolm said, it's a big government flagship program.
Yeah, she has told you what they did was to consolidate money, initially financing other programs, then present it as if it was new money to people. Before we broke off for the MPs we were quarreling, where are seeds? We need to go and distribute seeds. Say, no, you didn't know. Money for seeds now is under PDM. She has told you the one of youth is under PDM. Money for coffee seedling is under PDM. These were fair. These were fair who are running government. So you go and pick money from all the running funds and government departments and then present it as if it is new and go on radio. This is a miracle. This is a bufferism. So there is no new money that the government has brought. But for me, Oscar, and I have said this before, if you have a budget of 52, actually nearly 53 trillion shilling, you're hearing me, 7 trillion salaries and wages, 13 trillion other expenditures, including Ofono Pondozka and Biarohanga. So you have 20 trillion of your budget financing people working with government, their salaries and the fuel and the vehicles. And then you throw 1 trillion at a population and you think you're going to grow it. You must be mad. That Ofono Pona and Biarohanga and Ivan
Well, Ssemujju.
And
Because
Ssemujju.
you are part of the public sector.
Yes, and Ssemujju, I am adding myself. So you are spending between yourselves 20 trillion. And government employs less than 500,000 people. And then you throw 1 trillion at the entire population, and then you want people to begin drumming that poverty. Really. Even if you didn't go to school, you can
And
see.
then you give SURVE your work to investigate equal
Yes,
opportunities.
and you also give them money. I'm telling you, this fairism. I was telling Ivan here
Because
that they are bringing you.
Ssemujju is not equal to those people.
They are bringing you Jamaism of Nyerere, for which he even offered an apology. This is socialism background of your president. 20 trillion is shared by 500,000 people who work for government, for their newspaper, for fuel, for vehicles, for salary, for everything. So the ordinary people who you should now be working for, and we are hanging moves from one radio to another to say, you guys, this government is working. Oh, this is a miracle.
Okay,
1 trillion versus 20.
Thank you, Honorable Ssemujju. Nancy is in the studio. That's why you don't hear heckling. I have her here in the host seat. Have your people in Nganda received Nancy?
100
One
million.
person has received. She told me she got 1 million shillings. No, they told them to bring their circle. So I told her, how did it work? So she told me, it's actually my cousin's wife. She got 1 million shillings.
Does your cousin's wife qualify for the 1 million?
No, she doesn't.
Did you pay a bribe?
This is that
No, she didn't pay a bribe, but she's an Arab.
she's not impoverished.
She's not impoverished, but she's on the side. She's an
Of FC5 Toro district, Mr. John O'Keefe, and he said there's inflation in the villages.
Because of the money.
Yeah, this is what he told me. He said there's inflation. I said, no, I'm talking about the chairman, because the chairman goes to many small meetings, where I don't go. For example, he goes to funerals, he goes to weddings, he goes to whatever. So he meets people. Then he said, can you imagine a price of a 3-inch mattress in the village now is 120,000. So I said, what's the issue? He said, the PDM money. The price of food also up, price of rice and things like that. So clearly, the government is dispersing the money, but there is abuse. There's abuse which we need to deal with.
Okay.
So that the next round of disbursement, this coming financial year, uptake and utilization is much better. Of course, there's the other problem also, enterprise selection. Many people did not
Have not trained.
we are not for them. They pick the money, they may have picked the right enterprises, but they are not spending the money
Okay.
on the right enterprises.
Let me go to Malcolm here. We're many, so limited words. So I know, you know, or you don't know, Malcolm is a jet set gangster, so to get him in Kampala sometimes is not easy. But when he's in Uganda, sometimes he goes to Rukunji. Have you heard of the money is over there? And is it working?
Rukunjiri, Oscar, and all the districts along the way.
And all the districts are over.
Yes.
But you don't go stopping.
Not as much as orders. The fuel consumption has to be calculated. I don't have a card to swipe and.
But when you stop, the vehicle is not consuming.
When you slow down, the consumption increases. So you keep it in gear 6 so that you arrive within budget.
And you're not in a new pickup like one of my friends here.
Exactly. I haven't celebrated the 70th anniversary yet.
I have switched off your mic from
Oscar, I have heard rumors about PDM in Rukunjiri, in Kanungu, in Kabari. Rumors. And I think those rumors form the biggest part of the problem. OO here has confessed that in as much as they were flattering to deceive attempts to mobilize, to share information, that's the problem of making political decisions that have severe economic consequences. PDM is nothing more than a political statement. Well, started as nothing more than a political statement. in the same fashion as many of the others, the PAP, the PIP, the wealth creation, the modernization, PMA, all of those. Now, everything that OO is talking about now, the challenges that the people who are supposed to receive this money are facing, all of these are things that we would believe that the best brains led by Moses, who you called the Godfather, would have anticipated. Right now, the Ministry of National Guidance, ICT, is collecting data on households right now to form their PDM information system, which will then form the basis for disbursement.
But they've already
But they have already not received the money. The money has been disbursed too. Those are two different things. Moses was clear. Moses was clear here and saying money has been sent.
Yeah.
So what happened to that money which has been sent is something that Moses is unable to explain at the moment. And Ivan also says, don't ask me about evaluating this.
He said
Don't ask me about how
Ivan,
and that's a question. What
Ivan,
does
stop heckling.
I'm only asking him.
No, you.
what does success? Oh, yes, what does success look like?
Let me ask Patricia.
I don't think that is something that has been clearly determined. And after 1 year, what does success look like? Is success sending money to the parishes? That the money has been sent, so we are successful? Is that yet there's no information on how to get it to the households? Which households are supposed to receive? There was no skills audit of the parish chiefs who are now all of a sudden controllers of 100 million. Out of
fear to tell me, there's a man, he got a second wife.
because of the 1 million.
Because they know each other.
These are the challenges. These are the challenges that every parish is facing, and the idea that MPs will go and talk this problem away, and technocrats will go and talk this. It won't work. I think we need to go back to the drawing board. And some of these issues were raised by several civil society organizations at the beginning. How do we plan for success, as opposed to implementing and hope that there is success, and if there isn't, we try and mitigate and see what we can do about it. As long as there is inflation and the wives are
send the microphone to Savio here. I know Savio does not want to talk about PPM things. Savio and Jesse, Savio is, you didn't know that Savio is my relative, my young brother.
I will not accuse you of nepotism.
we are getting to that.
Expect to find Oscar here.
So I'm very surprised he's in equal opportunities, that he's a government man. He has been even have a new pickup outside there. So
are you saying the relative is not supposed to be in the government? And not supposed to be for citizens?
Can you imagine? He even host a government.
Maybe the things he says at the family gatherings are different.
When you host a family meeting.
But by the way, that shows equal opportunities.
Yeah.
While you have Oscar on the other side, you have his brother on the other, his relative on the other side of the government. So that's equal opportunities.
It's very worrying.
Oscar is on which side?
So, Savio, you are one of the heads in the Equal Opportunities Commission, and I know you do not talk about PDM.
Why?
But are you seeing equal opportunities all over Uganda because of programs like this that are getting people into energizing people? So
Money economy.
Money economy, yes.
Thank you very much, Oscar. I'm glad to be on this
The gangsters.
The gangster.
I know your background does not allow you to be in gangs, but
And if I'm seated with people like Honorable Ssemujju, Honorable Moses Nganda, and these other gangsters, I feel honored. First of all, to correct you, the pickup you saw down does not belong to me. Actually, it is Honorable Ssemujju who came riding it. I came riding on a border. On behalf of the commission, sincerely thank
because there are people who are listening. Actually, Ivan came with his pickup. It is no longer brand new. He's actually now with a bit. This commissioner, equal opportunities commissioner.
SURVE.
He came riding in a brand new Land Cruiser, similar to those of ministers. The Arahanga came with a similar car and Ofono did.
They even blocked the road.
In my old vehicle.
And the old vehicle is the Land Cruiser.
It is my choice.
For us, when we have government cars, for you, government buys you a personal car.
But Savio,
Actually, for you, what you're doing is you're not supposed to be a
It is
driver
true,
in the
government
government.
has come up with so many interventions.
Yeah,
Initially,
you become a driver.
initially uplifting the welfare of Uganda.
Voted by you.
It is not only PDM that has come into play. We saw in yoga, we've seen NADS, we saw, today we are seeing PDM. However, even before PDM came into play, there were some inequalities, some acts of discrimination and marginalization in distribution of whatever was coming from government. I remember some cases that we received from the northern part of this country. I head the investigations department of the commission. During the times of NADS, people used to carry cows, they used to take pigs, and even poultry. But who were benefiting? The able-bodied. The able-bodied. Honorable Secretary wouldn't want to go political.
You asked a question and I answered. You said who was benefiting.
you continue as if Honorable Ssemujju, yes. It's on your
who were
microphone on.
benefiting? The able-bodied, the youth, pregnant women were always left out. PWDs were always left out. They were not benefiting. So, as Equal Commission with the sole constitutional mandate of eliminating discrimination and all forms of inequalities in this country, we took such cases up and we tried to mitigate and to redress such imbalances. Even when PDM came into play, we are aware that this money is supposed to be given to those vulnerable and marginalized groups in the country. However, it is not, the level is not, the ground is not level. Some people are benefiting, others are not benefiting. And I thank my brother, Honorable Ofono Kono, when he comes up and says that in these areas of Tororo, I don't know why he had to preempt my submissions. I was in Tororo 2 weeks back, in the areas of Uyorwa, Merikiti, Nagongera, and what you have submitted is exactly what the commission found out. Many people get this money, and what do they do with it? They buy the second waves, they buy mattresses, others even form caucuses, raise money and buy a border to bring them daily incomes. But they do not take back that money. They think this is a token of appreciation from government, which is not actually the case. So as the Corporate Commission, we came up with guidelines to ensure that each and every person targeted to get this money at least benefits. And that's what we have to do. Like Ivan said, the PDM progress is in its second year. Remember, the Corporate Commission has got constitutional powers of court to summon any person whenever it identifies that there is any act of inequality. We are monitoring, and our teams are out there.
How many times have we summoned Museveni?
Well, I cannot summon Museveni. His Excellency Museveni. No. I cannot. And
Have you concentrate on the microphone?
When these guys interrupt Oscar, I
know,
lose
you
focus.
have to just listen. The good thing is,
Especially Honorable Ssemujju.
The professional economist.
Ivan as well. So go on.
Maybe to help him, I'm going to talk as a lawyer.
No, please continue.
I cannot
I am
summon His
sorry.
Excellency
I am
the President
sorry.
because the Constitution does not allow me.
Yeah.
The Constitution does not allow me.
But Savio, no listener had heard. He's equally new, so just continue.
Yes, I also
You're
want to
in a
put that
position
right.
in between
The
Ivan and
constitutional
Ssemujju.
provision, that is Article 98, Clause 4, stipulates that the President, while holding office, is not subject to either criminal or civil proceedings.
Let's continue the
Now,
other way. What
we are
is the
monitoring.
guidance?
We are
You said
monitoring on the progress of
you
this
have
PDM.
guidance. Give me
As
like
a
3
Corporate
examples.
Commission, we came up with guidelines.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, we came up with guidelines, which we disseminated.
Yeah.
Okay, these guidelines are disseminated at all sub-parish levels to ensure that no one is left behind, and the distribution of these resources should be equal. Thank you.
Okay, now let's go to the elective people. Welcome to Gang, Honorable Toro. You've done well not taking it today. You know, when Moses paints this PDM thing, and your constituency is on air, and Moses supported strongly by Ivan, you would think PDM, it is working, they got their millions. And even though it says apart from the 100,000 the bribe has taken, are you experiencing this PDM in your constituency?
Thank you very much, Oscar. PDM is one of those programs that I'm very critical about. First, because the vision of improving household income is one that we would all want to achieve. But secondly, also, because when PDM came in place, it is a program that had every fund that was running in government affected, especially the youth fund. The youth fund, the youth livelihood fund that we had in place as the only running government program had to be merged. We are now just running on recovery. Now, from its inception, we had issues with the PDM from the guidelines because they were never harmonized. There was a lot of discrepancy from the various leaders on how
Like
exactly
what survey is saying?
the fund would be accessed.
Oh.
We advocated for at least a 30% gazette specifically for youth, which the president granted, and would like to thank him for that. But that has stayed in black and white. As we speak today, the parishes that have received their 100 million, none of them has actualized the 30% for young people. That is the truth on ground. Secondly, the program, I think, has run faster than the people that are supposed to receive it. There are 2 leadership committees. There is a political committee of 9 at the parish, and then there was also formation of a circle. Now the circle is where the money goes. There is a big challenge at the parishes of a fight between the committee itself and the actual circle that gets the money, because the circle has an entire different leadership. Now for the young people, that alone has hindered access of the fund. And we are calling out to the Ministry of Local Government to review this program again, to see that that issue is harmonized. Why have 2 different committees that are running the fund, yet initially it is supposed to be just one? The message was very clear: household income. I remember very well when the program was being enrolled, the Prime Minister came out and informed the country that 1 million shillings at least per household. We were surprised, and the Honorable Ssemujju will attest to this, while we were giving reports on PDM in Parliament. And many members had found out in their constituencies that this money was actually dispersed to individual accounts. 1 million shillings, some even more. Now, my concern is, how are they going to track individuals at parishes when we do not even have clear data of how many people are able to access this money per parish? Me, from a background of Youth Livelihood Fund, because in the first phase, our first challenge was lack of financial discipline by the young people. This being done now, having them receive money on individual accounts without building their capacities on financial management and the enterprise selection is a very bad direction that we are taking. So we are hoping that the program gets to hear our voices and have these issues reviewed. We are glad that the president gave a grace period of at least 1 year for them to be able to start repaying back the money. But that came from a concern of market, because most of the enterprises are agricultural based. There was already an issue of surplus contention. Most of the parishes, you find that there are comparative advantages in one crop and everyone is doing that. And there was no certain market for the surplus to be sold. Now, if we just have people getting money and investing...
This is the inflation O was talking about as well? No.
No.
Yours? Oh, okay.
No, I don't think it was the one. I think O was just referring to the fact that people had money on them
and were abusing money. Okay.
They were able to spend it recklessly. So if we have an issue of surplus where people are not certain of the markets that they are going to sell their produce to, then the PDM fund will go to waste. So my major concern, especially from the young people's lens, because then over time, as the Youth Livelihood Fund is only running on recovery now, it is the only avenue that young people get access to credit now. Can these be streamlined from the word go? Can we have a harmonized guideline that we all understand? Because even us as political leaders, it gets confusing sometimes. You go to constituencies and people are asking you questions that you don't have answers to. If this person is able to get an individual merit of access to money, then what happens to the groups that they were told to form? What happens to the circles that we put in place?
Okay, let's go to the other political leader here, Honorable Ssemujju. But Ssemujju is the political leader.
That will be final one.
No, you can't have
See,
final.
apart from Moses and Ivan, they were both on the table. Including Mofona Upon.
Why are you saying including?
Yeah, because ordinarily on the same side, with Ivan saying that everything is working, everything is
No,
good.
actually, NRM government is supposed to be balanced and objective.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why I thank you.
Ssemujju has thanked OO.
Yes. You see, let me start with my own experience.
You have even done research today. So
No,
the
no,
person
I
you are
was- I
calling,
was
did they
ask-
get the 1 million?
No, I was asking.
Nine God.
Because the first financial year when this program was rolled out, parishes in Chira are as big as the district. Because Chireka alone has more than 100,000 people. And they are sent the first financial year they received 45, where they received 45. Chirinya, where I stay, received 25. So I was calling the people who are responsible to confirm the 100 million because I was hearing news from their hand. They have told me first quarter they got 20 million and they think they will get another 20. So the 100 million hasn't gone.
No.
It has gone. It has gone in
The
theory.
Ministry of Finance
No.
has passed.
Yes, they have. I am
But you're not calling, you're calling a beneficiary, you're calling the chairman of the South.
Moses, you're coming to him.
I am-
Let him finish.
I represent Chira, sir.
Please.
So you called people in Chira.
Yes,
Yes.
ask them because I was hearing.
In which capacity?
I would have told you that they didn't, but I had to call. They are hungry.
Moses, fact is
That's how I
fact.
work.
You can't argue with
That's
it.
how I work.
I have the fact also.
So they have received 20 million first quarter. It's not 100 as Moses alleges. If other areas have, at least my constituency hasn't.
The ones you called.
Yes.
Yeah, these are the guys who are responsible.
Okay.
In what capacity?
Hold on, Moses.
The background by Nyamtoro, I don't even know why Oscar, you waste our time discussing PDM.
As
Because-
Malcolm said, it's a big government flagship program.
Yeah, she has told you what they did was to consolidate money, initially financing other programs, then present it as if it was new money to people. Before we broke off for MPs, we were quarreling. Where are seeds? We need to go and distribute seeds. Say, no, you didn't know. Money for seeds now is under PDM. She has told you the one of youth is under PDM. Money for coffee seedling is under PDM. These were fair. These were fair who are running government. So you go and pick money from all the running funds and government departments and then present it as if it is new and go on radio. This is a miracle. This is a bufferism. So there is no new money that the government has brought. But for me, Oscar, and I have said this before, if you have a budget of 52, up to nearly 53 trillion shilling, you're hearing me, 7 trillion salaries and wages, 13 trillion other expenditures, including Ofono Pondozka and Vyarohanga. So you have 20 trillion of your budget financing people working with government, their salaries and the fuel and vehicles. And then you throw 1 trillion at a population and you think you're going to grow it. You must be mad. That Ofono Pondo and Vyarohanga and Ivan
And Ssemujju.
and Ssemujju.
You are part of the public sector.
Yes, and Ssemujju. I am adding myself. So you are spending between yourselves 20 trillion. And government employs less than 500,000 people. And then you throw 1 trillion at the entire population, and then you want people to begin drumming that poverty. Really. Even if you didn't go to school, you can.
And then you give SURVE your work to investigate equal opportunities.
Yes, and you also give them money. I'm telling you, this fairism. I was telling Ivan here
Because
that they are bringing you.
Ssemujju is not equal to those people.
They are bringing you Jamaism of Nyerere, for which he even offered an apology. This is socialism background of your president. 20 trillion is shared by 500,000 people who work for government, for their newspaper, for fuel, for vehicles, for salary, for everything. So the ordinary people who you should now be working for, and Vyarohanga moves from one radio to another to say, you guys, this government is working. Oh, this is a miracle.
Okay.
1 trillion versus 20.
Thank you, Honorable Ssemujju. Nancy is in the studio. That's why you don't hear heckling. I have her here in the host seat. Have your people in Yenga received? Nancy?
100 One person has received. She told me she got 1 million shillings. No, they told them to bring their circle. So I told her, how did it work? So she told me, it's actually my cousin's wife. She got 1 million shillings.
Does your cousin's wife qualify for the 1 million?
No, she doesn't.
Did you pay a bribe?
No, she didn't pay a bribe, but she's NRM.
She's not impoverished.
She's not impoverished, but on the side she's an NRM mobilizer. So she tries. But the last time she told me, even though she was a mobilizer, she voted Chagulanyi because she wanted change, but she needs to make money. But then she's the only one who has told me she got money. So she told me that they asked them to bring their organization. They registered it. They shortlisted 2 people in the organization, and then they gave just her the money. So she doesn't know how the criteria for disbursement, and they told her in 2 years' time she'll have to return it.
No, you pay monthly. I think 8,000.
From when you get it?
No. When you get it,
Conclude, you go back.
She told me
Conclude,
they told them in jail. But it's, Oscar, it's not rocket science. This money, I think, is meant to drum up support for NRM at the grassroots and to reward their mobilizers, because I don't think they have money to do that. And that is why you see even the committees disbursing full of NRMs, and it's an NRM thing that, and Ssemujju rightly puts it, has been.
But even NRM MPs like Fiona are struggling.
Yeah, they're going to struggle a lot. The younger MPs struggle with NRM generally. They don't understand, but you see that's what happens when you get married to someone you don't love, but you love the money. So, yes, there's a price to pay, Fiona. You will be in a very frustrating marriage.
Today I'm in a good mood.
You shouldn't spoil it.
I hope so.
No, I'm not spoiling it. I'm just pointing out a fact that can give you comfort.
Okay.
So it's for me, it's not rocket science, and I totally agree with what Ssemujju has said. This was reclothed to come and again fellow Ugandans, and again some Ugandans will fall for it, but the majority don't. Even those receiving, my cousin's wife, no, she's not falling for this one big. But does she need the money? You see, that's what you do with regimes, dictatorial regimes like this one. You impoverish people, and then you do token things like this, hoping that it will hoodwink them into keeping you into power. Is it sustainable? No, not in the long term.
Moses, you're on. Will Nancy eat lunch today, or we cancel her?
I'll sit next to her.
Okay. There are so many responses required from you. OO says leadership is a problem.
Moses is responding as
as presidential advisor
on PDM.
On PDM.
And it's partly his idea and Ramadan's idea.
PDM is political.
It's confirming PDM is political.
Yes.
Yes.
See, it is political.
It's a political program.
Any government in the world, any government in the world,
Ministry of Local Government.
whatever they do is political.
Yeah.
Whether America,
But Moses, you first ignore
whether it is the Obama healthcare is political. It's giving health people.
No,
Malcolm,
I
you're allowing, you know, Moses is a very clever man. You're allowing him to move away from the topic.
No. I'm just teaching him. Go at my age.
For me, I was actually interested.
So, Moses,
So,
hold on.
whether
In knowing that the government has now assigned their
Point
hand
noted.
PDM.
But Moses, Moses, let me. Yes, Moses, Moses, his microphone is not on.
Don't be
Ofonopono
Your
says,
anger will not make
Ofonopono says, Moses, Ofonopono says, leadership at the top.
Wait.
Fiona says, hold on, get the issues. Fiona says, you wrote them down. Okay, go around.
You see,
I don't like. Fiona says there are two committees.
Is PDM political? Yes.
Okay.
Because it's a political
At least that is
statement.
out of the
It's a
way.
political statement from the government to implement its program. And I said, all
And actually, there's no harm with
everywhere
that.
in the world, like when he said, during Obama, we had Obamacare. It was political, but it was helping. And up to now, even when Obama left, it stayed behind, and then when Trump came and did something else. So that will not so surprise you, but it's
Yeah.
political. Well, I'm others, what else will it be? Will it be religious or what?
Now responsive to PDM.
It is not political, it is a campaign.
Wait.
Campaign slogans.
Ssemujju, let the man speak.
Now, about some of the, for me, as I can ascertain that every parish today in Uganda for the last financial year, 2022-23, has received the total of 100 million. Every parish. That's the fact.
Mine
And it's
have
finances.
not.
No, they have, you're just talking someone, I don't know whom you call.
Fiona,
You
have
go
you
to their
heard-
account.
Are you the MP for Kira? I
You
choose
you
you
go
to
to the
call.
bank.
100
Go
million,
to the
but
bank.
the 30 million has not been
Wait,
given
wait.
to you.
Wait. So,
How did you know they
all of them have received, that's the
The
fact.
parishes have received.
I think according to Minister of Finance, everybody has received. Of course, Ssemujju, he can call his people and they tell him lies, but every parish has received. Now, for me, whether all beneficiaries have received, for me, that's not a big problem. Because the most important thing is a circle is like a bank for that parish. If you want to receive it today, you can receive it tomorrow. The money is not coming back to the station, it's not going to be recalled because the financial year has ended. If they are still also the government, that's why I'm saying the MPs, Yamtoro, Ssemujju and all the others, they should follow up with, it's part of the parliamentary work. Follow up the money you pass in parliament, follow it up to the ground. If the starter use are going to receive
52, 53
Moses.
billion.
if
So
the
I go and they run after 1
starter
billion.
percent are going to be received by the youth, fine. Has the money come to the constituency? Has the money come to the parish? Yes. Okay. Work with the people to ensure that if in this tranche they did get, the next tranche they should get. I have no problem with that. But the money must be received by the people in that constituency, in that parish.
So Moses, what you're saying is you are satisfied money has arrived to the
That's what.
the leaders must make sure.
They should work.
That's what you're saying.
This.
Okay.
Now, Ofono raised the issue that some people are using the money to buy mattresses and what and what. Fine. Oh, hey, wait. That was expected anyway. But you see that some people will use the money for something else. But you see, in economics, if that money has been spent by a person in Ofono's parish down there, he did go to cultivate, but went to buy a mattress. That mattress is coming from some mattress factory in Uganda. It's coming from somewhere else, somewhere and so forth and so forth. So it's like you heard about the master plan. I'm sure of us have heard about it. When after the Second World War, Europe, the factories were producing the.
All right. Embeera bwekyo bweri ebigambo bwe bityo bwe bitambula bagamba mbu kwafa ku bantu kulaakulanya abantu naye ate ng'ensimbi wamu tezitukayo wamu teziriiyo boogera byogere kuwuliriza kusavuwaza naye nga twazigenda mu maaso odaali Ssemujju Nganda agambye ye abantu be bafufulufu tewali na kimu kigenda mu maaso okugyako ebyokubuguyaza n'okulimba bannansi. Ekiriwo nti Abannayuganda gavumenti ama Museveni yo tayinza kubanga erina gye tutwala mu maaso okugyako okuba nti omuzeeyi asaana kuwummula n'awummuzibwa n'agenda n'abeera nga alina ebyokukola, n'aba nga waliwo emirimu gy'akola, n'aba nga byakola bitambula bulungi, n'aba nga ali mu kukola emirimu gy'abajjajja gye bakola, kulaba kubalabirira bazzukulu be, kulunda nte ze, kulabirira biki bigenda mu maaso ku faamu ze, naye nga ebyokulembera eggwanga Uganda mwami Yoweri Kaguta Museveni asaana n'abiwummula ate omutima n'abikwata ate okutulaba n'eggwanga lyaffe literera nga naffe tutambuliramu. Kale byebyo, Mukama Katonda nsaba nkuumye, tujja kuddamu twogere, mweraba.